What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to US dollar. We're more specifically going to be looking at the current market right now because yesterday's video, we did discuss the fact that we are literally teeter-tottering on a brink of major volume coming into the market. And in yesterday's video, we went on to discuss whether or not we were going to break below the strong support that we had at $8,500 on Bitcoin, turning us into a bear market, pulling us all the way down to about $8,000, or if we break the resistance that we're currently retesting right now, there's a good chance we may switch long and expect to see markets move us all the way up to about $10,000 back on Bitcoin. Now that is basically what we're going to be discussing. It's going to discuss Ethereum, Litecoin, and XRP in regards to where they are hanging out right now. We may see some bullish moves, the fact that we are holding support right now within the uptrends on Ethereum and the other cryptocurrencies. Otherwise, if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. Also, make sure to follow me on Twitter at CryptoVOfficial, and let's jump into today's episode. So as you guys can see, I'm on my current YouTube channel and we are literally 10 subscribers away from breaking into the 14,000 subscriber range. Absolutely amazing. So definitely make sure to smash that subscribe button. Now to discuss yesterday's video, this is where we were looking for. Basically, we were discussing whether or not we were going to fill the gap on Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. This is the weekly chart on Bitcoin in reference to the fact that we have this major downtrend, price range right here. We have this major downtrend candle wick, and it looked like we were hitting a target range of around the high low MMA at around $8,000 worth of Bitcoin. Now, I do just want to jump into the technical analysis today to discuss what exactly we may actually expect to see happening. Now, you can see within the top 10 cryptocurrencies, everything is back up. We're actually starting to consolidate back up. We're up about 5 to 6%, which is honestly great. Now, in a market that is probably predominantly bearish right now, it's very odd to see the movement of volume back into the market in a more bullish fashion, but this isn't something to knack or doubt. This is actually fairly okay because in yesterday's video we discussed two possibilities and two things to basically check out. So I was discussing whether or not we're going to be breaking this support, this red band right here, this high low MMA. If we did, we were going to anticipate a correction back down to the downside. Now you can see the uncertainty in the market with yesterday's candle. We had a ton of bulls and bears fighting. Honestly, this looks like a reversal candle. We could be experiencing that currently right now. And honestly, talking to some technical analysts, a lot of people are predicting that around the $9,000 and $9,250 range, which is right here, right at around this previous resistance right here, that we would switch bullish and switch long. So honestly, we're waiting on a couple of things right now. Honestly, in my terms of technical analysis in my trading, I'm looking for a break and a close in today's candle, which appears to be right now, or just a candle closing above the resistance of $9,000. If we can close above $9,000, there's a good chance that this rally to, or a correction bear market to the downside has ended, and we may actually switch into a more bullish projection in regards to the coming halving that's coming within Bitcoin in the next couple of months. Now we know that the halving is in May and we have just a few more months now of consolidation. A lot of people like to buy the rumor, sell the news. We have predictions all the way up to $16,000 on Bitcoin, honestly catching right back inside of its uptrend right here that you can saw we broke just recently. But if we can hold out right now and hold in between this high low MMA and eventually break through this resistance at $9,000, there's a very big chance we're going to start to head back up and honestly predict to see anywhere between $10,000 and $11,000 being retested. It's honestly just comes to whether or not we're going to be breaking this resistance. So with that market being said, and with those prices being said, on DueDEX, what we're going to be doing, you can also see the resistance on the downtrend right here that we're currently hitting. If we switch long, we would be setting a buy long position when we break around $9,000, obviously putting a stop loss probably back down to $8,600 just to be safe. But honestly, buying long with a leverage trade of about 10. For those of you who have me on Patreon, I will update you guys very soon with my Bitcoin predictions if I do decide to stick with these. And honestly, we would be switching bullish with that long position only to be set, not a market price, but a long position if we break that $9,000 resistance. If we can break through there, there's a good chance we'll be switching bullish and we would ride that puppy back up. Honestly, playing the reversal side, if we break below 85, very good chance we'll fall to 8K. But honestly, the bears and the bulls are in a very big battle right now. And if this doesn't hold true, and this doesn't hold out, there's a very good chance we'll correct much lower and honestly, fall all the way back down to the 8K range. Now that is specifically just discussed on Bitcoin, that same pattern actually happens within Litecoin too. Very, very, very similar in trades between Bitcoin and Litecoin. The same thing applies right now. I'll just draw the resistance right now at around $62. There seems to be a very strong resistance. Not only are we intertwined with that high-low MMA, if we can use this as a means of support, bounce off of here and break above that $62 resistance, which it looks like it wants to do, there's a very, very, very big chance we'll just pump right all the way up to $72. We've seen many, many, many days now, almost 5 days of consolidation, and this usually tends to end fairly soon with a big amount of volume coming in. So like I said, within Bitcoin, there's a very big chance that if we can close today's candle or tomorrow's candle above this resistance right here, we should immediately correct back up to $71. Now, I just want to jump into Ethereum and XRP in a second, but just a quick recap on the moves and positions that we could be making on Bitcoin is using DueDEX right now. If you guys haven't, definitely make sure to check it out. It is linked in the description. This is the website that I use to trade Bitcoin, and it is fairly easy and accessible to use. I haven't had any difficulties, and I've been making some really great trades, allowing me to margin trade and leverage trade right here, and then buying long right there. So the position that we're waiting for right now is if we can close today's or tomorrow's candle above the $9,000 resistance, there's a very good chance that the market is going to be switching long, and we could anticipate movements up to around $10,400 to $11,000 very rapidly. Now, we haven't actually hit oversold just yet. We did, consolidate out fairly well. This may be the bottom on the coin right now, and we could be switching long. Now, to jump into Ethereum and XRP, I think these two play a role fairly well together. It looks to me like the bottom was in. We discussed in yesterday's video, if we broke below this resistance right here, this uptrend right here, this purple uptrend, there's a very big chance we would be switching bearish and following all the way down to 180. It appears to be that we did gain the volume that we needed, and we broke above the resistance of 225. This could ultimately be the bullish factor right now. The fact is, we did bottom out. We are still setting higher lows, which is actually fairly nice to see on Ethereum. We have 1, 2, 3. This would be the fourth higher low, and there's a good chance we could be rallying up fairly high after this. We could honestly anticipate 250 to 270 being retested fairly soon. This drop just lowered us back down from being extremely overbought back down to neutral support, and now breaking above this strong resistance. If we can close today's candle above here, there's a good chance we could rally off, stimulating the rest of the market and experiencing Litecoin and Bitcoin to do the same thing and shooting us back up to 250 to 270 fairly easy. Now, this same chart applies to XRP, looking very similar right here. You can see with this uptrend, this purple uptrend. What I want to talk about within this is if you look at the market like this, you could consider that we could be still setting higher lows on XRP. Yes, we did have a much steeper uptrend which set higher lows, but in relevance to this uptrend right here, these are higher lows being reset. I mean, we do see that breaking right here, but the fact is we fell back down to our more neutral support, a long-term support, and the fact is we are breaking fairly bullish off of here with a great deal of volume. There's a very good chance we could rally all the way up to 25 cents. Now, this is going to be the biggest resistance on XRP, the hardest one to kind of figure out and trade with. Ultimately, this is the high-low MMA. We have this bearish cross right here happening, and that is extremely negative on the market. There's a very big chance that this is going to act as an extremely strong resistance on the coin, and it's going to have to battle its way out through here if it does decide to break that high. But honestly, just a takeaway of today's video in regards to whether or not we're going to be breaking bullish. It seems like we're headed in that direction. We did have a major burst of volume right now. We see the clear reversal candle forming right here. It looks like that was the bottom. There's a chance we could be switching bullish right now, and we could honestly be heading up higher. Now, all these are labeled in the description down below. I have a link to my Patreon where you guys can get updates on all of my trades and positions, and you guys are, feel free to copy them. It's just great information that I like to give out on an exchange other than, or another, channel other than YouTube. So definitely make sure to check that out. Those are for the people that are beginners or really into cryptocurrency and want to know my trades. Huge shout out to everybody that has already signed up. We broke broke over 30 patrons just recently. It's absolutely amazing. We're trying to grow that to about 100, so let's definitely make sure to hit that goal. Otherwise, we're definitely just going to focus on really quickly XRP. Just a quick recap. The fact is we did bottom off right here, and there is a fairly good chance we're going to head all the way up to 25 cents before hitting resistance, and then we could see the market kind of hit a stalemate right now. Within Litecoin and Bitcoin, we're looking for the break above the $9,000 resistance, and then we could be switching bullish. Otherwise, that's going to wrap up today's video, guys. Sorry that I was so, around and all over the place, but there's a ton of stuff to discuss and a ton of things to figure out on the market right now, and everything and everyone is kind of all over the place right now. So hopefully you guys followed through with that. Otherwise, if you're new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Peace.